Hi, my name's Romney and welcome to the Life Graduate YouTube channel. In my videos, I really love to help self-publishers to scale their businesses. And you might have seen some of my videos before. I really want to be able to dissect some of those things that maybe other videos don't show. And I want to lean on my expertise to help you to scale your business so that you can actually start generating some great passive income. And that's what all these videos are about. In this video, I'm moving from the first one I did as part of this sort of series of scaling up. I did a video for beginners into KDP. This video is all about the intermediate level. So you might have been publishing for just over 12 months potentially, maybe even just under that, or even just a little bit over that. But it's when you start to produce, some good revenue. Maybe you're in around about the $2,000 maybe month, or maybe even a little bit less. But it's that time of your publishing where you've learned the basics, you know how to publish your books on the KDP, and revenue's starting to come through, but you're just not quite sure how to then level up. And so in this video, it's my top 7 tips to be able to level up and make sure that you can scale your publishing business so you can go to the next level, which will be part of the next video I do. And whether it's applicable to you right now, that next video, or not, I think these 7 tips will really help. I want to be able to share with you those top 7 tips, let's get the fingers right, in regards to your scaling of your self-publishing business. So tip number 1 for the intermediate KDP self-publisher, it's to invest in the right software. So in the first 6, 8, 12 months of your publishing, my advice was just to try and use free software just to get to know KDP, know whether you like self-publishing, and not to put yourself in a position where you're spending a lot of money but you're not getting much in return in the initial 12 months. So level 2, or the intermediate level, is to now use some of the money you're getting as part of your books to reinvest back into making things more systemized and quicker and more time efficient, because time is money. And if you can save yourself time by using tools and even using software that lifts your book's quality even further, then it's absolutely worth investing in. So I would, so what I do personally, I won't make a recommendation, but you'll probably tell that I do like software like Canva Pro. You can use Canva for free, which is in part of the beginner lessons of my tips of KDP publishing. But once you move to that next level of being able to reinvest money back into your business, then the Canva Pro I would certainly have as part of my scaling up side of the KDP, because it allows you to get excellent graphics and things. You can resize books very, very quickly without having to create some new ones, and just the quality that it sort of it improves your book publishing. So that's one thing. The other one, which I've talked regularly about, is BookBolt, and you can also invest in other tools as well, or even software like Pubby for your reviews, which I'll talk about soon. But they're the kind of things, or software. There's absolute other ones that you can invest in as well, and you can have a look yourself to see whether there are software packages or things that you can get, whether it's a one-off payment or whether it's a subscription model. So Publisher Rocket is one where you can't use it for free, but if you're looking at getting keywords and helping expand your business with Amazon ads, it's a one-off payment. Those links are below, by the way, too. And they're the kinds of software that you really do need if you want to scale up. You can't just continue to use free software, because if you want to elevate yourself and move forward, you do need to reinvest back in. And that's a tip that I'd absolutely recommend, is reinvest back into yourself, back into your business as well with the revenue that you start generating. Number 2 is to start establishing a strong brand presence. And that could be as simply as starting your Author Central page. If you haven't already, then definitely get on to creating an Author Central page through Amazon or KDP. And that allows you to do a number of things. You can create a profile, and you're allowed to have 3 different author pen names. So I've got a few different pen names, but I've got my sort of 3 key ones which I've got on Amazon Central. And you can add a profile. You can actually add videos or photos in that profile as well. So when someone clicks on it, there's a little blue highlighter bit underneath sort of the author name of the book when you go into Amazon or KDP, and you can actually go through to the author page and you can see different things. And if you can make your Author Central page nice and professional, then that will help your brand presence and grow. So think about your brand over the long term, and you need to have an idea of what that might look like in 2 or 3 years' time, because you never know. You might actually position yourself where you want to sell your self-publishing, which is something which you can move to in the years to come. And because of the passive income that's generated through self-publishing, there are businesses that are quite keen on purchasing self-publishing businesses. So think about that as well. Probably the other last thing on step number 2 or tip number 2 would be just to develop a basic website, and that allows you to put those details maybe in the back of your book, refer to this. So if people would like to see what other portfolio of books you've got, then they can go to your website, and you might also be able to provide links to other places they can purchase your book. So if you were to upload your book to another platform like IngramSpark, then your book might become available through bookdepository.com, and you can provide that link in your website as well for that book. So number 3, tip for intermediate publishers would be to find a particular niche and really drill down into it and try and extract what you can from it. Don't try and jump to too many niches and try to be a little bit of everything. It is much better to focus on a particular niche and make that your specialty. And you might spend 3 months on a particular niche, and you might create 10 or 15 books in low content books in regards to that niche. You might even produce less books in that niche, but they're super high quality. And that's really important to be able to make sure that you are focused and you have clarity of what that niche is, and you become the best specialist in that particular niche as well. So do your research and really try and find that niche that is going to be profitable for you. The next one is to learn all about Amazon advertising. So as you move from beginner to intermediate, you do need to start to look at ways to market your books more effectively. And I don't think there's any better way than Amazon marketing. Just because the customer is looking at your books on the platform, they just click on it and they can buy. Whereas if you are advertising through other platforms like Facebook, for example, they need to click on the link, then they go to Amazon, they need to have an Amazon account, then they need to buy it. And so there's a few steps. So the resistance point is a little bit larger. Amazon advertising can be expensive if you don't know what you're doing. And I would actually, if you make a comment in this video about creating a video for Amazon advertising, I'll be happy to look into that, because I know it's an area where a lot of people are challenged because it's getting very competitive. It can be pricey as well. If you're marketing your books in the US, the UK, Canada, for example, then you're on 3 different world platforms, and so it can become quite overwhelming. But I believe that as self-publishing becomes more popular, you can't just rely on putting your book onto Amazon expecting it to organically sell. You need to drive traffic to it, even if it's for the first, say, 60 to 90 days to help organically rank your book. That's going to become much better. So learn all you can. One of my phrases is to master Amazon advertising, and I feel like I'm a long way there. I've been able to do exceptionally well in a couple of markets, so I'm really happy with that as well. The next thing is to consider, number 5, this tip number 5, consider broadening your market of where your books are. And what I mean by that is, think about, say, IngramSpark for low content books. You can't upload no content books, but I've created a video, one of my earlier videos actually is IngramSpark worth self-publishing for low content books? And my answer was absolutely yes. And in that video I actually show you my first 3 or 4 months of this year in regards to self-publishing and what I've been able to generate in regards to revenue through IngramSpark. You're just going to make sure that you follow their policy in regards to what you upload, because they do have an integrity unit that check books that are uploaded, and you need to make sure you meet their quality guidelines, and they're not just you're not just pumping out a heap of books. And you used to be able to get, or you might still occasionally be able to get free codes to upload to IngramSpark, but it is about $49 US to upload a book, plus the purchase of an ISBN, which I can create another video about. But if you're wanting to scale up a bit more with your publishing, then IngramSpark is another avenue to put your books out there, because they get them into libraries, books and mortar store, and they've got a network of over 30,000 platforms or distribution networks. So it's an excellent way to be able to scale. The next one is to create a launch team as part of, so each time you create a new book, that you have a launch team that you can then lean back on to try and get reviews initially in your first, say, 30 days, which will help with the Amazon algorithm, but also it's social proof, and customers like seeing social proof. If you're looking at creating that sort of model in regards to a launch team, you can create something on your website where it might be a giveaway. If at the back of your book there might be an email address to receive a free advanced copy in regards to an unbiased review for any future books. It works better for ebooks and those sort of things. The low content's obviously a lot harder, because to get books to physically send someone can be challenging. So the other option would be to invest in something like Pubby, which is a review platform which other authors are on, and you provide unbiased reviews for books that are on that platform. So check out my Amazon review videos in regards to Pubby and how that platform works. But getting reviews is critically important, and if you can, and you need to make sure you absolutely do it the right way. And again, don't ever compromise your KDP account by getting fake reviews or reviews from family and friends, or worse still, like create a second account. That is shocking. So don't ever do that. Just do it the right way, and make sure that you try and get as many reviews as you can the right way in your first, say, 30 to 60 days. The next one, and the last tip number 7, here we go, is to make sure that you start separating yourself from the pack. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you have a look on Amazon, I think there's about 45 million books and growing. So you can imagine the number of people. If self-publishing, you can get into self-publishing for free, you can get free software, you can create a book for free on KDP, and there's more videos, there's more courses being done on self-publishing. So if you want to scale up, you need to start to move away from the pack. And what I mean by that is creating unique books. It might be, you might look at creating say a children's book series, and you might need to look at engaging an illustrator, and you separate yourself from the pack because you're investing more into your books. And an illustrator might cost a couple $100 to create the internal manual, the illustrations and things like that. And the more you sort of invest and spend into your book, the higher quality, hopefully, that it is, and the better experience is going to be for the customer. And if you look at, say, line or blank journals or grid books or anything like that, there are millions of those books. And it's a great way to start, because you can start to learn the process of design and uploading. But when you get to the intermediate level, moving up to the expert level, you do need to start to separate yourself from the rest of the group. Otherwise, as more books are uploaded and they're sort of the easy ones, yours potentially could get lost in that pack. So you need to start to separate yourself. And I'll be covering that in my next video about KDP and the expert level and my 7 tips for scaling up even further. So just to round out, or just to summarize my 7 tips for the intermediate KDP self-publisher. And that was, number 1 was invest in the right software and start to use some of that money that you are earning through your KDP to invest in your software, which is going to make things more efficient for you and more professional. Step number 2 is to establish your brand and really start to get some brand presence through an author central page. Number 3 is to focus on a particular niche that you can really become an expert at. Number 4 is to learn all about Amazon advertising or learn as much as you can. There's Ad Badger is they do a podcast which I've listened to a lot, and they are brilliant. They cover so much in regards to Amazon advertising, and I'm sure there's some videos out there about Amazon advertising. I'm looking at creating a video for all my watchers or viewers about Amazon advertising, what I know to be able to help you. But in the meantime, check out what else might be out there. The next one is consider broadening your reach and look at loading your books to, say, IngramSpark, and making sure you stick to the right policy in regards to the quality of the books you upload there as well. Number 6 is to create your launch team, or to invest in like a subscription model like Pubby, where you can get reviews early and doing it the right way. And number 7 is to separate yourself from the pack. You want to be over here, and you want the pack to be here, because the moment you can actually start to separate yourself and create even better books, then your income level actually start to increase. And don't start thinking about the quantity. It's a mind shift into the quality, and that's something that you actually start to move towards in that intermediate phase. So I hope this has really helped you. My next video, as I mentioned, will be on the expert level and the 7 tips, and my previous video was the beginner KDP self-publisher. So remember, if you've liked this video and you want to see more content that I produce, then please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up. And I would love to be able to share more content with you to help scale your publishing business. So until next time, I'll see you then.